Here I am standing outside a small town Ford dealer somewhere in upstate New York. I believe the Ford dealer is called Rouges or Rugs, something like that. And I wanted to find a small town Ford dealer like this to bring the 1935 Ford to, mostly just for fun, to see what people's reactions were. But since I was here, I thought it'd be kind of interesting to do a very basic level comparison between a new Ford and an old Ford. Of course, our old Ford being the 1935. So behind us here, we have a very odd comparison between the 1935 Ford V8 and the new Ford Bronco. Now, I'm not pretending to know anything about the new Ford Bronco. I know very little about it. But what we will be doing is doing a kind of a surface level comparison just for interest's sake, just for curiosity's sake, to see what things these cars have in common and what things they don't have in common, just for fun. So let's come over here and check this out. For starters here, we have the front end of both vehicles, both of which look very striking actually. The new Bronco does definitely harken back to the style of the original Broncos. You can kind of see the aesthetic kind of coming through. And of course, the front end of the 1935 Ford is also very, very striking. Super, super iconic, super unique, nothing else really like it. Along the side of the vehicles, we can see that both vehicles have 4 doors. You have 4 here on the Bronco, and we have 4 here on this 1935 Ford. That's kind of what makes this particular Ford so special, because not many 4-door convertible Fords from this era actually existed. We'll get more on the convertible top in a second. The 1935 Ford features hand-painted wire wheels. The new Ford Bronco features what I believe to be magnesium wheels. Now, about the convertible top, if you notice here, the Ford Bronco in fact has a convertible top. I believe it's made of canvas, and if I'm probably right, it probably will retract and settle down in the back with the push of a button. This is entirely mechanical, and it's I've never even tried opening it up because I haven't, but it will open up. And this is a canvas top that was replaced sometime during the 1960s. If we continue going around the back of the Ford Bronco, you can see here that we have a spare tire on the back, and on the back of the 1935 Ford, we also have a spare tire with this very cool metal cover for the spare tire. The Ford Bronco has no such luxury. What's kind of cool here is if you flip up this, that's your little key to open up the spare tire. I think that's kind of cool. If we take a look at the back of the Ford Bronco here, we can see we have a plastic bumper in the back. The bumper guard thingy on this is solid metal, but a bit more open design than the plastic on this. You can see we have LED taillights. The taillights on the 1935 Ford are, of course, definitely not LED. And on the Ford Bronco, this right here is a backup camera, which, of course, ours does not have. So one advantage of the Ford Bronco would be that you have all sorts of modern day technology that the 1935 Ford would simply never dream of having. But however, the 1935 Ford, of course, does have a lot of cool factor that the Ford Bronco, it does have some cool factor, a lot in its technology as well. We've got a front camera up here as well. Perhaps it has some lane keep assist functionality. That's probably very likely. But both vehicles, I think, are pretty cool. Let me know in the comment section which one you would rather drive across the country. The new Ford Bronco or the 1935 Ford. Of course, taking the back roads with the 1935 Ford. Kind of a goofy video, I know. It would have been kind of neat if the Ford dealer was open and we could actually like maybe take a test drive in the two vehicles and see what the differences in handling and performance are like. Obviously, the Ford Bronco would in many scenarios outperform the 1935 Ford just because it's a newer vehicle. It's going to have more horsepower, it's going to be faster, all this stuff, but I think that still would be kind of fun. However, the dealership is not open today, so I just thought it'd be kind of fun to do a surface level, very brief comparison between these two vehicles. I know, kind of goofy, but I just thought it'd be fun. So I really hope you guys did enjoy that.